The Galactic Council had grown complacent in their towers of crystalline spires, believing themselves the masters of a universe they barely understood. For 3 centuries, they had observed the strange bipedal creatures from the third planet of an unremarkable yellow star, classifying them with clinical detachment as Terrans or, more colloquially among the enlightened species, Deathworlders. It was Ambassador Zethkar of the Ethereal Collective who first coined the term during a particularly tedious council session. They come from a world of constant catastrophe, he had said, his translucent form shimmering with what passed for amusement among his kind. Earthquakes, hurricanes, volcanic eruptions, predators that hunt in packs. By all logic, intelligent life should never have evolved there, yet somehow these Deathworlders not only survived but thrived. The council chambers had rippled with harmonic laughter from dozens of species. The humans, as they called themselves, were treated as an amusing curiosity. Their requests for full membership were politely deferred, their trade proposals carefully limited, their territorial claims gently dismissed. They were kept at arm's length, like dangerous but fascinating specimens in a cosmic zoo. Captain Sarah Chen of the Terran Diplomatic Corps had endured 17 years of such treatment. She had sat through countless sessions where human colonization rights were pending further review, where human technological contributions were deemed requiring additional safety protocols, where human cultural exchanges were labeled potentially disruptive to galactic harmony. The breaking point came on a Tuesday, Galactic Standard Time. The Zephyrian Empire had launched what they called a minor territorial adjustment into human space, claiming the agricultural world of New Manitoba was incorrectly catalogued and actually fell within their ancient hereditary boundaries. 3 million human colonists were given 72 hours to evacuate or face administrative relocation. When Captain Chen brought this to the emergency council session, the response was as predictable as it was infuriating. The Zephyrians are an elder race, intoned Councillor Vexthran, his 6 eyes blinking in sequence. Their territorial claims carry considerable historical weight. Perhaps the humans could consider alternative arrangements? You mean abandonment, Chen said quietly. Relocation, corrected Ambassador Zethkar. The collective has several suitable worlds in the outer rim. Less hostile than your typical preferences, but adequate for your species' unique requirements. The chamber fell silent as Captain Chen stood. For a moment, she looked around the great hall at the assembled representatives of 47 star-spanning civilizations. Beings of energy and crystal, hive minds that span solar systems, ancient races that had achieved transcendence before humanity had learned to make fire. You know what, she said, her voice carrying clearly in the perfect acoustics of the chamber. We're done. I beg your pardon? Councillor Vexthran's voice carried a note of confusion. We're done playing nice. Chen's smile was thin and cold. For 3 centuries, we've followed your rules, respected your protocols, deferred to your wisdom. We've been the polite newcomers, grateful for whatever scraps you've thrown our way. But you've made a fundamental error in your calculations. She began walking toward the center of the chamber, her footsteps echoing in the sudden silence. You see us as lucky survivors, freaks of evolution who somehow crawled out of hell and learned to speak. But you've forgotten something important. We didn't just survive our world, we conquered it. And we didn't do it by being nice. The holographic displays around the chamber suddenly flickered and changed, showing not the pastoral scenes of human colonies the council was accustomed to, but something else entirely. Fleet formations emerging from hyperspace. Massive industrial complexes hidden in asteroid belts. Weapons platforms that had been catalogued as research stations. For 3 centuries, you've assumed we were showing you everything. That we were as naive and transparent as we appeared. You classified us as Deathworlders and thought that was the end of the story. But there's something else you should know about evolution on Deathworlds. The displays showed human soldiers in powered armor moving through environments that would have killed most galactic species in seconds. Desert worlds where the sand itself was made of microscopic razors. Ice planets where the atmosphere was liquid nitrogen. Ocean worlds where the pressure at the bottom would crush starships. We don't just adapt to hostile environments. We become them. The Zephyrian representative, a being of living mercury, had begun to lose cohesion. What are you saying? I'm saying that as of this moment, humanity is withdrawing from all galactic accords. The Terran Republic is assuming full sovereignty over our claimed territories, and we will defend them with whatever means we deem appropriate. The age of asking permission is over. Ambassador Zethkar's form brightened with what his species expressed as anger. You cannot threaten the Galactic Council. We have fleets, ancient weapons, powers beyond your. And we have nothing left to lose, Chen interrupted. You've spent centuries treating us like children. Like pets. Like amusing little creatures who might be useful if properly managed. But here's the thing about Deathworlders, we're not just survivors. We're apex predators. And when apex predators stop playing nice. The chamber light suddenly dimmed, and through the vast transparent dome overhead, shapes began to appear. Massive, angular ships that seemed to drink in the light around them. Ships that didn't appear on any galactic registry, built in configurations that suggested purposes the Council had never imagined humans contemplating. The Terran Navy would like to extend an invitation to the Zephyrian Empire, Chen continued conversationally. You have 72 hours to withdraw from New Manitoba. After that, we'll be happy to demonstrate why evolution on Deathworlds tends to favor certain, aggressive, traits. As she walked back toward the exit, the chamber remained frozen in stunned silence. At the doorway, she paused and looked back at the assembled representatives of galactic civilization. Oh, and counselors? The next time you want to classify a species, you might want to remember that the universe is full of sheep, but it only takes one wolf to change everything. The door sealed behind her with a soft hiss, leaving the Galactic Council to contemplate the fact that they had just discovered what happens when Deathworlders stop pretending to be civilized. The Zephyrian Empire withdrew from New Manitoba 67 hours later. They never explained why.